Hey, Facebook, what's going on? I hope your Saturday is going awesome. It's a beautiful day here in Florida in the backyard. We actually did a little bit of yard work today. It's looking nice. Got the hammock up in the back over there. Wife did a little sunning. We got some shade as well. Hope you're doing awesome. Listen, I wanted to share with you a story I'm going to reveal a little bit of my food addiction. A story that, I was just working. I just got back from a run. And I'm not even a runner. I did some sprints. Actually, it's so beautiful. I just couldn't help but get outside. And I've been doing home workouts, body weight workouts and jump rope and things like that. But I wanted to just share with you about my food addiction. In fact, I did have a bit of a food addiction. So you're going to want to listen to the story. It's actually a really good one. And this was a while ago. Gosh, this was back in like the late 90s. And I had a very unique food addiction, and I want to share that with you in just a minute. So we'll wait till you come on here. And by the way, my name is Mark Ames. I'm the creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough for moms and dads over 40. I help busy parents, moms and dads who struggle with weight. I help them do so without long workouts and impossible diets. And I'm a little hoarse, actually. I got a little water, just got back. I was doing some sprints. I'm not a runner. My body is definitely not like the runner type of body. I'm definitely more athletic built, but I can run fast and I enjoy running fast. So I love doing sprints. So I got myself some shoes the other day and they've been feeling really, really good. So I'm still a little whooped. I just got back soaking wet. My shirt is soaking wet. I don't know if you can see here, completely soaking wet from my workout. But actually it made me think about some other times in my life where I really broke a really, really good sweat. But I remember distinctively while I was running today, I started to think of this food addiction that I had. And I want to share with you this story about back when I was in New York City. So, hey, welcome. Good morning or good afternoon. Look, it's not a morning anymore. Good afternoon. Hey, Charlotte, welcome. Thanks for coming on here. Kristen, appreciate you for being here. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Sherman. And excuse me, my voice. I was trucking. I did about 20 sprints. They were about maybe 10-second sprints. I have like the street that's straight and has a stop sign. And what I do is run. I jog and then I run and then I walk a little bit, jog a little, and then I run like stop sign to stop sign. And it's pretty awesome. And I'm a little whooped, but I want to share with you this really cool story because I got hungry and I was thinking of this specific type of food. And it made me think about back when I was in New York City. And one of the things that I never ever experienced when I lived in New York for the longest time. Now I did, and actually it's one of my favorite things in the world now, and you'll know why in just a minute, is sushi. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about sushi. Because back in probably the later 90s, it was starting to become a thing, right? There was sushi in New York, of course. Great sushi in New York, and probably one of the best places to get sushi. And I was like, no, raw fish. No, never raw fish. Hey, let me know if you like sushi, by the way. I would love to know if you're a sushi fan. And I'm not talking like, there's all different kinds of sushi, mind you. I'm talking about like raw fish, not like all the stuff that's cooked and, all those things rolled up with all the sweet stuff. And I'm just talking about like sushi. So I never had a sushi experience. This is up until probably about 1999. And I had this coworker. I worked in a nursing home. I was doing physical therapy in a nursing home. And anyway, I want to try to cut to the chase with this because it is a really good story. But I want to kind of build it up because it's definitely worth it. So I had this guy. They were going on like Thursday nights, and they kept raving. This one guy and this other couple of people, coworkers, they started raving about the sushi. I was like, man, this raw fish is not for me. No way. Hey, Rebecca, no way, not for me. Raw sushi, no raw fish, no way. Give it to me cooked. We used to have flounder growing up and like cooked, like lobster and, baked stuff, cooked fish. Cool. None of that raw stuff. And there was a coworker of mine, this Russian guy, and he said, Mark, you come with me. I'll show you good sushi. You'll like it. You come with me. Have good experience. It was great. So anyway, I finally broke down. And I kept hearing about it because they'd always come in Friday and be bragging about, oh, the sushi is so good, it's so good. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go. And this is like, I was probably at the time, maybe 27, 26, 25, around it, 25, 26, somewhere in that age. So I was just scraping by, like literally as a physical therapy assistant and working in fitness. Hold on, there we go. Just making enough to pay my bills. Really wasn't saving anything. You don't save in New York unless you're like a multimillionaire. And even there, it's hard to save money, but just scraping by. Then I went to the sushi place and I sat down and the guy started to serve me. We sat at the sushi bar. Like, if you know anything about sushi, there's usually a pecking order of sushi chefs. I didn't know any of this. And there's like one main guy, and then there's usually like the assistant guy, like the next main guy in line, and then there's the next two, and then there's usually some that do like rolls and takeout orders and stuff like that. So anyway, we sat and we ate. And I can tell you it was one of the most amazing food experiences, and I'm not really a foodie, one of the most amazing food experiences I've ever had. Hey, Adeline, hey, Jennifer. And so we sat there, and he started to serve us. I didn't order. There was no menu. I didn't order. And he started to serve us, and he started to serve us. And there was this stuff on the plate, and he's like, and my friend that was with me, Ralph, he's like, just eat it. Just eat it. Don't ask. Just eat it. Just eat it. And I'm like, what is this? Don't worry. Just eat it. And I kept eating. And I was like, all right, I'll trust it. No, I grew up on a farm. We had like liver and chicken livers and things like that. So it didn't bother me so much. It's like some of that, calf, tongue, we ate tongue, things like that. Okay. So sorry if I'm grossing you out right now. So anyway, we continued to eat. And it was literally like an hour and a half. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing thing. It was so beautiful, design, fancy. I'm like, this has got to be so expensive. And sure as crap. And we had beer, and we had sake, and we had like this after plum wine. It was unreal. Like 2 hours later, we had some cocktails in us. We had and I've never had sushi, so I didn't have anything to compare it to, but I have since. And I can just tell you, reflecting back, it was truly like one of the most hidden best places in New York City ever. And we were there, and the chef. And I looked at the bill and I was like, holy crap, this sucks because I can't afford to do this. No way. Hey, Susan. Hey, Jennifer. So if you're just catching, you're going to want to watch the beginning. But now it's just getting to the good part of the story. So I'm sharing with my $400 a month food addiction. And this is back in New York. Now, so this was one type of food. So I looked, the bill was like, with the two of us out and drinks, it was like close. Now, mind you, the time frame, this is in 2020. This is like in 1998, 99. And I was like $300 maybe, and that was with some drinks and stuff too, maybe $250 to $300. I was like, holy crap, like I can't, this is like a birthday, maybe, once in a blue moon kind of thing. I couldn't afford that. And then I also was thinking, and this is what made me think as I'm working out, is I was thinking to myself when I was running earlier that I kind of get paid to work out. You see, as a coach, as a fitness instructor, as a health and fitness, it's like that's my deal. That's how I earn a living, is helping people on a health and fitness track. So obviously I have to practice what I preach. I have to stay in shape. So in essence, nobody's going to want to listen to me if I'm not practicing what I'm preaching, if I'm not in good shape, if I don't work out, if I don't eat relatively healthy, if I'm, in decent shape, people will want to listen to me. So anyway, listen to this. Yeah. Foodition. Yes. Truly. Yeah. In my refrigerator. No, never. We had a kitchenette, Kristen, we had a kitchenette in New York City, and we in fact ordered in. In fact, probably now for a lot of people, it's like business as usual as far as food, because nobody cooks. They all order in. But anyway, this place we went to. So I'm like, how the heck? I want to go back. So I went back, and I'm like, oh man, I just said, and I even liked it so much that I went back by myself. I went with some friends a couple of times, and I was like, all right, here's $100. Boom. I was like, ooh, ouch. That was like really hard. I was like, I can't do this often, but I really liked it. I was literally addicted like one or two times. So at the same time, why I want to tell you about this getting paid to work out. And it's very important that you listen to this whole story, because I got something coming for you. You're going to want to pay attention. It has to deal with getting paid and exercising and getting in shape. You're going to want to listen up. So I said, how can I make this work? How can I afford sushi and afford my expenses? And at the same time, I happen to be teaching spinning. One of my side jobs was as a spinning instructor. Now, it was really lucrative for an instructor, and I had a lot of experience and physical or personal training experience, and I had a physical therapy degree. So I actually commanded a pretty high dollar. I got paid $75 for a spinning class. Now, mind you, I'm working out to teach a spinning class. So I got paid to exercise. Now, it took like 3 or 4 auditions to get this job. So it was like I had to compete. It's not like anybody can just be a spinning instructor, not like everywhere else. Pretty much you go, yeah, I teach spinning. Sure, go ahead, start teaching. But in New York, I had to audition stuff. So I got paid, wow. So it was like $75. So I'm like, all right, I can figure this out. I'm going to just pick up one extra spinning class. I kid you not, this is what I did. You can even ask my wife, because we started dating just shortly after that time. And we would go, and she would go with me, although she didn't eat she wasn't as crazy as I was just to eat anything. So anyway, so I was like, all right, if I teach an extra 4 classes per month, that's $150, $300. All right, I need about 5 classes extra a month, $350. I could probably get by between $300 and $400 a month, because it was about $75 plus tip. It was close to $100, and I could go every single week. And sure, I made a way. I figured it out. I said, you know what? Here's my addiction. I'm kidding you not. I think back now, how was I crazy enough to spend this was not on like booze and stuff. This was straight out like top-notch sushi. Like you go, you sit. The guy got to know me so well. He knew what I liked. He knew what I didn't. He knew exactly what he'd start with me. By like probably 4, 5, 6 months in, like I had almost like my seat there. And the crazy thing is I would go after my spinning class. This is really kind of the funny part. Is it was on Columbus and 69th. Now, mind you, it's not there anymore. It had closed probably 6 or 7 years ago. Really, like my heart was completely broken. And Yuji, the sushi chef who was there, knew, like he knew what I had, knew what I liked. But I would go after. Thursday was the best day to go, and I happened to teach spinning. That was the class I picked up, was Thursday nights. So I would teach a 6:30 or 6 o'clock spinning class, literally like 3 or 4 blocks away. And then I would literally sometimes not even shower. I felt like sweating now. And I would go and sit at the sushi bar and have my sushi and pay. Now, mind you, when I was there, it's right near Lincoln Center. It's like, if you know where Lincoln Center is in New York, it's like 69th Columbus. And I would sit at the sushi bar and he would serve me. And sometimes I'd be sitting next to people in like tuxedos, getting ready to go to like the symphony, you know, or going to a show at Lincoln Center. It was pretty crazy. And I'm thinking now, like I was really craving sushi. And I was thinking to myself, holy cow, like, I can't believe I spent close to $400 a month, $4,000 to $5,000 a year, probably for a good year or two on sushi. And you know what? I'll tell you what, I would do it again in a heartbeat. So why the heck are you listening to this? Because you know what? It's crazy. If there's something you want bad enough, you will figure out a way to make it work. For me, it was food. It was sushi. I figured out a way to not only I could burn the calories off, I could get paid to do it, and I could get the food that I wanted to by just picking up an extra class. So how cool is this? Now, I didn't realize it was like a triple whammy. It was so good. So I got to exercise. I got extra exercise in. I burned lots of calories, and I got amazing food at the same time. Like that was so good. And I'm thinking to myself, well, how right now? What could I be doing? What could I do to encourage others? This is the key to listen in on this. Hey, Sarah, welcome. Hey, so listen up. If you've been listening this long, there is a point to this. So what can I do to help encourage people to work out, to get in better shape, to exercise? Well, if I could set up something that could be a way that you could potentially make some money while you work out. Like, how could I set that up? Well, let me just tell you, I've been working on something for the entire quarantine for the last 4 or 5 weeks. And I've been just kind of teasing because honestly, I had to put it together. I had to get with my coach to say, hey, listen, Vince, I got to figure out what can be the best thing. We're still stuck. There's still quarantine. We still don't know when we're going to get into back into our people in jobs and schools and work and environment, be able to go to, to people that work at a gym. So what can I do in the time? Because people are kind of stuck at home. It's like, I need to do something big. I need to do something that's going to do something that I've done before. Well, shoot, I asked about maybe 2 weeks ago, like if I were to put together a contest, if I were to put together a challenge where I could challenge you to get in shape in a certain period of time and give you an opportunity to win some prizes, would you be interested? And I had most of you were really interested, like in fact excited about it. Well, the time has come. Because not only have I put something amazing together, and it's coming, I still have to put the final pieces together. So I can't completely divulge because you're going to be like, let me in, I want in. First off, 2 things that you need to know. This is all you need to know right now. 2 things. Besides my sushi story, and by the way, it's an amazing sushi story. Like I am now a sushi snob. I'll go get some sushi. In fact, I might want to get some tonight, but I like raw fish. I like real, I need the fresh stuff that's basically almost like that dolphin I showed you. I want it like almost alive. Well, I don't eat that dolphin. Trust me, I'm sorry, I don't eat that. But like tuna, I want it literally cut it off and give it to me right there. Or clam that's bouncing around, just give it to me, I'll eat that. But I would say is I'm putting together, and I'm about 90% done. Trust me, I've been busting my butt, not only to take care of my coaching clients and people getting started new, but I have something for possibly you if you've been this rut, stuck at home, stuck maybe putting weight on, and you're thinking to yourself, how the heck am I going to get out of this quarantine? How am I going to get back into a good routine? How am I going to get the weight I've been putting on? Well, I got something for you. You're going to need to stay tuned. You need to stay listening to what I have to come. I'm going to be posting it this week very soon, but I'm going to share with you 2 things about it. It's a challenge. There's a contest because there's prizes, and the top prize is cash. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you exactly how much because I want that to be a surprise still. Trust me, you'll know soon enough. But let's just say it's more than my sushi, my monthly